Hey guys, Alex is Gunite here, and today I have for us evolutions for the elemental heroes. We have had the dungeons for each of them over the past week. They're all open for 2 days each, but we weren't able to evolve them to 6 stars at the start of that. So but now that the dungeons are all over, they've released the 6-star evolutions for each. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do this video yesterday when they first came out because they each require two of these dragon mimics each, and I only had about 8 on me, and I want to do all of them in one video, so I had to go and wait till Wednesday's dungeon to farm up a few more. So hopefully we can go through and do each of them. I've got them all in the squad here. Hopefully this loads up first. So if we go across, I'm a little bit slow. Okay, cool. So we got each of them here. So we got the fire one, Gallant, the water one, Staya, Nemia is the earth one, Zeln's the thunder, Alma the light, and Obero. And obviously had to farm up an Anima of each. So they're all maxed out, all Animas, all ready to go. I did have a Guardian already maxed out for Zeln, so I had to farm up an Anima, and also had Breaker for Nemia, which I probably still will evolve as well, since Nemia does have a pretty awesome SBB when she goes 6 stars. So let's start off with, who should we start off with? We might as well start with Gallant. So took a bit of notes off it. Unfortunately on Brave Frontier Pros the data's not up yet, so I had to look at the Japanese for it. And so his leader skill gives a 75% boosted damage during Spark, which is actually pretty good. I know, I think it's Rosetta has something similar in her leader skill, and he does look awesome. Definitely one of the coolest looking for this batch. His BB is an AoE, which is good, and it also has a probable weak effect, and that weak effect at BB 10 is 55%. And for his SBB, that's also AoE with 100% defense buff for 3 turns, and also he adds 5 BC. So similar to Zelnite, how he adds the 8 BC, which can help boost everyone off that's a bit short. So that's pretty cool, pretty good to have. Might as well get Staya. Looks like she's next. Staya's pretty cool as well. Leader skill is probably not the best in my opinion. It's a 7% boost to BC drop rate during Spark, and 35% boost to HC Heart Crystals during Spark. So not too great. I mean, if you got a high sparking team, it's just going to be pretty useful. And again, the art on her looks really cool. So she has a strong single target BB. Unfortunately, it's not AoE, and she buffs herself for her BC drop rate. Great boost to own BC drop rate, and her SPB is something similar, except SPB's is AoE, and she increases drop rate of BC by 20% for the team for 3 turns, and also 60% drop rate for herself, I think, also boosts. So stacks of BC with Staya, so definitely a good unit if you're struggling to get BC. Obero is another good one as well, but let's go into Nemia next. Let's get Anima Nemia here. Nemia is pretty awesome. Her leader skill isn't that great. It's 30% boost to attack, and I've got a small written down. It's a small heal each turn. So let's see if that's what it says there. Cool colors going on as well in the art, which is good to see. It's kind of frozen for a little bit. Come on. Yeah, cool. 30%, yeah, boost to attack boost for all units and covers HP each turn, so that's that small heal. BB is massive damage, single target, 80% chance of injury, 80% chance of weaken, which can be pretty useful against some bosses, which you don't need AoE for anyway. And her SBB looks like it's going to be an unlimited SBB, which is really cool, just like Lilith, just like Rogan, and just like the fire one as well, Arius. So this is the Earth equivalent by the looks of it, which is pretty cool to have. We'll go on to Zeln next. So his BB is an AoE with 55% injury. His SPB looks like it's Similar to, who was it? That dark unit. Blanked on it for the moment, but the one that I think Farlon also does the same. How he boosts his own attack and with a small defense loss. So he loses 50% defense and boosts his own attack by 200%. I think that's for 3 turns. But he also, his SPB is AOE, and it also does have defense ignore, which is pretty cool. So it says his leader skill, 30% boost to attackable units and huge boost to BC drop rate. And I think that's actually 20% specifically. So that's pretty cool to have. Going to Alma here. Will be some cool art as well, I imagine. So her leader skill, it's +5 BC each turn. So probably not one of the better ones. How massive a sword thing is, it's almost off the screen. Again, done an amazing job on the art, looks really cool. So BB gauge fills massively after each turn, so more specifically 5 BC, Brave Burst, 14 combo, light elemental attack on all enemies, so that's just an AoE move, and an SBB is also AoE with a 7% spark buff, similar to Elsa, so that's just 10% increase in damage during spark, which is really awesome. And also, she has a nice 40% crit buff, so that's really handy. So, yeah, definitely you could put her on a high damage team, maybe farm a breaker if you hadn't. Well, you probably missed your chance now, but I'm sure these will eventually come back. But yeah, otherwise just evolve what you got, because it probably will be a while before we see these guys again. But I'm sure they will come back eventually. And then Orbero, last but definitely not least. Out of all the leader skills, debatably the best out of the batch. I reckon Gallant's is pretty good as well, though. I like that 75% boost in damage during spark. I mean, that's really gonna just boost out your damage output by a lot. But this guy's really handy to have. That's why Falnius was one of the best leaders, probably 6 months back to a year ago. But that's because he had this leader skill. But as a free unit that has the exact same leader skill, definitely very handy to have. He's got good stats. His Brave Burst is an AoE with probable curse effect, and that's 55% curse effect at BB10. And his SPB, even though it is single target, it gives 90% curse and 90% poison, which is really handy to have. I mean, 90% poison is almost guaranteed, and poison is going to do a lot of damage to bosses with massive health. And there's also a 30% chance in his SPB that the attack of who you're attacking is reduced by 80%. So if I know it's only 30% chance, but if you're lucky enough and it works, then it's going to reduce the attack by so much. So that's probably really handy to have in his SPB. And he's really awesome looking. He's like a ninja samurai. So yeah, definitely really cool to have. And I'm going to start working on them right away, really. So that's the squad there. So those are the 6 elemental heroes. So hopefully might have learnt something, or just gives you an idea of what each of them do if you don't want to max them all out. So maybe you guys can make an informed decision on who you want to max out first. And yeah, for your needs really. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, you got something out of it. And thanks for watching. Leave it a like if you got something out of it, I suppose. And yeah, have a good one. Bye.